Blackjack, craps, and roulette. Go big in the poker room with tableside massages and complimentary beverage service. Or feel the thrill of live dealer stadium gaming. Try your hand at axe throwing at Angry Jacks or virtual golf at Twisted Teas. For a great bite to eat, fuel up at one of their top restaurants. From the classic steakhouse, Chop House, to Urban Table, Chopstick, and more. Cap the night with live entertainment or cocktails in their Luxe lounges. Then unwind in style at Wind Creek's AAA 4-Diamond Hotel. Play online anytime in the Wind Creek Casinoverse. Download it for free from the Apple or Google App Stores. Learn more at WindCreekBethlehem.com. Wind Creek Bethlehem, your play and stay destination. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
My man, Dr. Jay Shah, specializing in minimally invasive and non-surgical treatments for neck, back, and sciatica, migraines, and so much more, offers pain-relieving solutions. There are thousands of 5-star reviews who trust Samwell Pain for all their aches and pains. Visit SamwellPain.com.
You can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. And this Sunday at 4:25 Eastern, it's a must-see battle between 4-1 teams as Baker and the Bucs host McCaffrey and the Niners. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. And count on Sundays all season long.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ready to kick off the fun? Chumba Casino is your go-to game plan during halftime or overtime. From spinning slots to instant scratch-style cards, it's like running the perfect play, all from home. New players score a free welcome bonus and daily logins with a shot at some serious prizes every time you play. Get in the game and visit ChumbaCasino.com today. Let's Chumba. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Introducing your new Dell PC with the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps you handle a lot, even when your holiday to-do list gets to be a lot. Like organizing your holiday shopping and searching for great holiday deals and customer questions and customers requesting custom things, plus planning the perfect holiday dinner for vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians, and Uncle Mike's carnivore diet. Luckily, you can get a PC with all-day battery life to help you get it all done. That's the power of a Dell PC with Intel inside, backed by Dell's price match guarantee. Get yours today at Dell.com/deals. Terms and conditions apply. See Dell.com for details.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
The home of Yankees radio is WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 2 o'clock. This is Rich Ackerman. It's now officially football season in New York with the Yanks season ending last night. And to that end, the Giants host the Eagles tonight, looking for a turnaround following Sunday's disappointment. Jackson Dart looked like a rookie 4 days ago, committing 3 of the Giants' 5 turnovers and chalked it up to a difficult part of the learning curve.
Yeah, I mean, this was, my first loss in the NFL, and, if we're just being realistic, it's not going to be, my last. Obviously, you don't want those things to happen, but it's just the part of the game.
The Giants are looking to reverse a trend that has seen losses to Philly in 16 of the last 20 meetings. And last year, Saquon Barkley torched them for 176 yards. He had just 6 carries in Sunday's loss. Coverage on the Fan begins at 6:15 tonight. The Rangers play Game 2 of their season in Buffalo. The Islanders open the season in Pittsburgh as first pick overall Matthew Schaefer makes his NHL debut. And the Devils face off against the Hurricanes in Raleigh. This report is brought to you by Moderna and by Ray Catino Lexus of Freehold. Adventure meets luxury in the new Lexus GX from Ray Catino Lexus of Freehold and Ray Catino Lexus of Monmouth, where bold design and spacious comfort is ready to take you anywhere. Discover your new GX at Ray Catino Lexus, and that's what's happening. I'm Rich Ackerman.
Evan Roberts. Tiki Barber. It's Evan and Tiki on WFAN, The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Welcome into a very special edition of Evan and Tiki live from American Dream. Brought to you by Modelo, an official cerveza of the New York Giants. We will get to the Giants and the Eagles, but this show we're about to do is a very familiar show. It's a show we do every single year, and it's a challenging show. It's the show where a season is over. And to me, there are three parts to a day like today. There's what the hell happened, there's who do we blame, and there's what to do next. We need to start with what happened. And the first thing I'll do, Tiki, is I will raise my hand and say, what happened last night really surprised me. And baseball usually doesn't surprise you because baseball is meant to be surprises. Right. So why would something surprise you when you're expecting surprises, if that makes sense? I did not think that the Toronto Blue Jay bullpen in a bullpen game would shut down the New York Yankee offense. I didn't say it to reverse jinx you. I didn't say it because for any reason other than I thought these bats would destroy these arms. And I sat there at Yankee Stadium last night to the bitter end. A lot of you people did not, including Sean, which we'll get to. And as we sit here, 14 hours later, that's where I've got to start. Right. I know there's a lot of other things about last night's game and the season as a whole, but they didn't hit Louis Varland, Mason Fluharty, Sir Anthony Dominguez, Eric Lauer, Yariel Rodriguez, Brendan Little, Braden Fisher, and Jeff Hoffman. And quite frankly, I find that very surprising and inexcusable.
Yeah, Hoffman gave up 2 hits, so he got hit the most. But at that point, it almost felt like it didn't matter. I think you shouldn't be surprised. You said you were surprised by this. You shouldn't be because there were moments throughout the regular season, and I know the regular season doesn't always inform what happens in the postseason, but there were moments in the regular season where you saw exactly this. Inferior pitching overcoming a very potent Yankee offense. And so as it was occurring, you just felt, man, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
Not in the postseason, but I've seen this before. In games that maybe didn't matter because it was 1 or 2 or 3 of 162. But they mattered in those moments because they win one of those games. It's a different situation.
But you know what? Here's where I would disagree, and obviously I was wrong, and I own that. When I've seen the Yankee bats disappear in the postseason, I've seen it at the hands of Justin Verlander. I've seen it at the hands of Nate Eovaldi. I've seen it at the hands of all the Tampa Bay relievers from 2020 that had great stuff. This was crap. This was them getting shut down by garbage, which is why you should be angry if you're a Yankee fan.
It's hard to call it garbage when they pitch as well as they did.
Oh, come on, bro. I'm talking about what they've accomplished coming into this.
Of course.
Look, they're all major leaguers. I get it. There is no excuse for being shut down by a staff like that.
Well,
Kevin Gausman's one thing. Even Savage is another thing. This can't happen. And it's going to cause that next step, which we'll get to later, about what do you do now, what do you do next, to make it so complicated. Because if your critique on the Yankees was they're bullies and they beat up bad pitching, how do you explain last night?
Yeah, but that's not the case. I think the reality is Trent Grisham hit 130. Other than Aaron Judge, everybody else was sub what their regular season average was. Carlos Stanton, who was fantastic in the regular season, he hit under 200. Chisholm hit under 200, 182. Ben Rice, I guess he was okay. Maybe he should have got the start instead of Goldschmidt, but Volpe was what Volpe's been all season long. He was under 200. So all of these guys who we are looking at saying they are going to be the postseason stalwarts for the Yankees, they performed terribly. And so I get that the pitching was bad, but the hitting was bad.
No, and that's my lasting image because, look, they lost a best-of-5 series to the Blue Jays, and clearly the first 2 games were about terrible starting pitching. We all get that, terrible bullpen effort. But the lasting image of this series, to me, was getting shut down by the cavalcade of Blue Jay relievers, and you nailed it. Look, Aaron Judge has been exonerated. I mean, he hit 500 in this postseason.
Right.
Yes, he had the big at-bat in Game 1, but he, I think, kind of made up for it by what he did in Game 3. Like, everybody else in this lineup failed. And you mentioned a lot of the names. Cody Bellinger failed. Trent Grisham failed. Big G failed. They all failed. And the lasting image of why this went wrong is that the offense disappeared against mediocre to bad pitching.
Yeah, right. It's almost like they succumbed to, I don't know, the lower expectation that everybody had for them based on what they did in the regular season. I mean, the hope was that somebody was going to save them. And the problem in baseball is that when you think that someone's going to save you and that savior doesn't fully come through. Because I think Aaron Judge, you mentioned it, he hit 500 in this series. He had an RBI last night, a couple of hits. You're not faulting Aaron Judge for this, but you almost felt like Aaron Judge needs to be our savior, or Jazz needs to be our savior, or whoever needs to save this moment for us. Sometimes guys aren't ready for their moments. And in Game 3, we saw Judge ready for his moment. He crushed it. It was awesome. In Game 4, nobody was up for the moment.
No.
When you're 1-6 with runners in scoring position, and it's not, the Austin Wells, even though he was one of those, it was everybody had these moments.
Yeah,
Cody Bellinger had this moment.
Everyone could have flipped the game. I mean,
100%.
you mentioned Austin Wells.
Jazz could have flipped this game.
Jazz, Austin Wells, those are two guys that jump out at me because Austin Wells is at bat in the 8th inning right after Jeff Hoffman had walked Ben Rice, and he's swinging at the first pitch, which I'm usually a fan of. In this case, I didn't love it. He flies out the left field with the bases loaded. Jazz Chisholm, who I defended passionately yesterday for Yawngate, what I can't defend is what happened on the baseball field yesterday.
Right.
Because
That's second.
His defensive miscue changed the game. And here's how it changed it. I know they're down 2-1. Oh, the offense isn't going to score. I don't think we all sat there thinking that in the moment. We figured, keep it close. Even Sean was saying it. We'll walk off Jeff Hoffman. Once Jazz Chisholm doesn't turn that double play, it changed everything.
Or
and it also
at least just get one out.
Exactly. And it knocked Schlittler out of the game.
Right.
Which was the other thing. But Austin Wells failed, Jazz Chisholm failed, and even the manager failed. And I get it. He can't hit for these guys, but there are certain things in this game, and I'll give you one that's easy. This is the easiest one. Anthony Volpe needed to be pinch hit for. He was a walking strikeout. He was making MLB history by the sheer amount of strikeouts he was having over the course of this series. When you're 0 for your last 10 with 12 strikeouts, there's a problem. And when he decided to let Anthony Volpe hit in the 7th inning, I thought that was bad. And you know what made it worse? 2 innings later, when the game was pretty much over, okay, now I'll pinch hit for him. Well, what?
Yeah.
How do you explain that?
And you saw what Dominguez did.
Good for him, by the way.
He ripped the double. Right, it was kind of predictable. Do this 2 innings earlier, maybe you have something.
And the other thing that drove me nuts is, and I'm big on, you got to look at matchups lefty-righty. Here's where you got to throw it out. Ryan McMahon hit a home run against the lefty. And so in the 7th inning of this game, while you're facing a lefty, you let Volpe hit. Who gives a crap about his numbers earlier this year? He's over his last 12 with 11 strikeouts. But you pinch hit for Ryan McMahon? So it's not on Boone, it's on everybody.
Yeah.
But those kinds of things, as I'm sitting there at Yankee Stadium, and the people around me, I think, pretty much agreed with this. I know Sean was screaming it. You'll get to hear it a little bit later on because I secretly recorded him.
Great.
Yeah. It didn't help, and it led to this just awful night at Yankee Stadium.
Right. How did you feel, Sean?
It was the culmination of a 2025 season that was an organizational failure from top to bottom, and saved me that they won games and tied the Blue Jays in record. Everything, if you played 2025 Yankee bingo on how they would be eliminated, came to light. They're falling in love with Anthony Volpe and allowing him to hit, as Evan pointed out. The lineup not being that good. I mean, you cannot enter playoff games with the expectation of, well, 3 guys got to carry us because we're playing a third of the lineup that is untenable in today's Major League Baseball. I mean, that's 7, 8, 9. I know McMahon hit a home run.
Right.
That's as weak a lineup as the Minnesota Twins and the Sacramento A's trot out there with Wells, Volpe, and McMahon, and you're playing playoff series like that. That only adds to the pressure of the first 6 guys. So the moment your leadoff hitter and Trent Grisham goes cold in the postseason, the Yankees not hitting in the playoffs was something that happened in the Boston series and happened here. That's an organizational failure. I know they played better defense at times this year, but we kept waiting. I mean, this is a team that booted the ball around all year long early in the year, and there's Jazz Chisholm, who, you know, I think Jazz earned the benefit of the doubt with the home run the night before, but make a play, dude. And then ultimately, and it's not his fault because of the position he's put in, you know, Devin Williams comes into a brutal situation. He's been overused, and he's going to give the hit because he's not a dominant reliever, and they don't have a dominant bullpen.
It's funny. Yesterday when we were talking about Cam Schlittler, I said to you, he's going to have a quick hook on him. You know, he's going to trust a lot of guys in his bullpen. And as we were watching the game in live time, what was so amazing about Schlittler, which is going to be forgotten about, is that the Blue Jays got a lot of hits off him, a lot of singles.
Right.
It actually fit what they did to him in his 2 previous starts. They made contact.
They kept getting the bloops, not the blast.
They kept getting the bloops, not the blast. And Cam, for the most part, kept making the big pitch.
Right. He worked his way out of every single situation he was in.
Exactly, which leads me to that 7th inning when Jazz doesn't turn the double play, and now they've got first and third, one out, the top of the order coming up. A part of me was like, I think I'd rather just keep him in. I'd rather allow him yet another opportunity to wiggle his way out, because Devin Williams comes in, gets the huge strikeout of George Springer, and you could feel that Nathan Lucas at-bat was the game. Because if you keep it at 2-1 and you erase the Jazz Chisholm error, you're right there.
Right.
Yes.
And I think we all...
No harm, no foul.
Right, and we all still thought deep down they're going to hit. Just give it time.
You just can't let it become 4-1, 5-1. And when Devin Williams gave up that 2-run single to left center field, that was the moment even I was certainly more positive than you, even when I said, I don't think you're going to win this game now.
I'm not even angry at Devin Williams today because, look, he rebounded in a big way as a Yankee, but he is who he is, right? He's going to have some of these dominant at-bats, and he's now also been overused because you don't have enough reliable arms in the pen. He was put in that spot. You know, he gave up the hit, and that was it. So my anger is not at him, but the anger is at the organization. They allowed the bullpen to be like this. They allowed the lineup to look like this. Their protection of Anthony Volpe has gotten beyond curious and out of hand at this point.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the plan going forward is with Anthony.
I can tell you the plan. He's playing shortstop on opening day.
Of course he's playing shortstop on opening day, but are you going to let the same things that plagued you this year plague you next year? That's going to be the issue.
Spoiler alert.
With Anthony Volpe.
Yes. Yes, and that's the problem, which we'll get to in part 3 of his What's Next.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, that's what makes today very complicated because there are a group of fans out there right now, and I feel you, who immediately when this thing ends says, on to the next. Who are we getting rid of? Who are we acquiring? And I get it. There's something healthy about that. Let's just move on.
Well, it's the easiest thing to do.
It is.
Instead of dwelling on what happened and something you can't change. You can't change history.
No, you're right.
It's inaccessible to you, but you can certainly try to at least talk about changes going forward.
Absolutely. And then there's the people who want to go back to last night or the week before or this entire season. Even the idea of, hey, if we win one more game, we're playing the Blue Jays, but it's best of 5 at Yankee Stadium. Does that change things? And I don't know if it does. I'm not sure the results are different. But, look, the Yankees and the Blue Jays, and this is another thing I find fascinating, and I know this is not a popular thing to say today, because the easiest thing to say is the Yankees suck, they're overrated, they're not that good, fire Brian Cashman, analytics, Aaron Boone, blah, 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 Blue Jays better. I've heard that a lot. Blue Jays are better, Blue Jays are better, Blue Jays are better. Here's the thing. The Blue Jays weren't better. Over 162 games, they were the same.
Yeah.
Okay? What the Blue Jays did that I cannot deny, Sean, before you yell at me,
I'm not
is
yelling
that
today.
For whatever reason, when they played each other head-to-head in the regular season and in this series, the Blue Jays would always outplay them. But over the course of 162, when you do have to beat up on bad teams and you do play other good teams, the Yankees were as good, if not better. But for whatever reason, when they faced each other in the regular season, the Blue Jays got the best of it, and it continued in this best-of-5 series. That, to me, doesn't make it definitive the way Derek Jeter said it, the way a lot of Yankee fans are saying, well, they're just better. Are they? You both won 94 games. They're not that much better.
You're missing the point.
What am I missing?
The Blue Jays are a better baseball team. The Yankees are a better on-paper collection of talent. The Blue Jays don't strike out.
But they resulted in the same amount of wins as my point, bro.
But
that's not the point.
That's not the point. And this is now a collective theme that many of us, some of which much younger than us, have never seen really good Yankee postseason baseball outside of a run with Juan Soto last year.
Right.
This is a common theme during the Aaron Boone era of Yankee baseball, which is, you know what? They can get through 162 games where the game is about hitting a lot of home runs and, getting quality starts and, using the bullpen in the right way. Make sure when you play the bad teams, you beat up on them. But the teams that constantly prevail in October, like you're seeing with Toronto now, like you saw with the Braves in their run-up to the World Series, is the high OPS, the high batting average, those teams where it's a lot of high contact, because eventually big power pitching gets the best of big power hitting, and you can't outslug your way to World Series.
But the problem with that is, I know the Blue Jays are a contact team more so than the Yankees, so it's easy to say that. But
that's what matters, Evan.
It does matter.
Did the Tigers and Mariners strike out a lot?
Yeah.
Did the Dodgers strike out a lot last year? It's not an exact science, and you guys are acting like it is.
Okay, but when you have 6 guys in scoring position, you come through one time, just getting a bat on ball and getting it in play is important. 333, 529, 333. 438, 400, 643, 267. That's 7 of the 9.
Oh, I know. No, they hit a ton.
That's 7 of the 9.
But I don't know if that's necessarily connected to the strikeout argument.
And that's not including George Springer, who was terrible in this series.
I get that. Ernie Clement hit 750. My point to you is other teams that are successful, some still playing like Detroit and Seattle, also strike out a lot. The Dodgers last year struck out more than the Yankees. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not this exact science of cut that on strikeouts simple. It's a complicated thing.
It's not just strikeouts, but while the Dodgers might have struck out more, they were still built in a different way where they're also making contact more. You know what I'm saying? All the Yankee contact outs are always hard outs. And everybody, it's a hard out. Look at the exit velocity on Stanton's bat. All of that stuff's fine, and these guys are good players. That bullies your way. I hate to use that word, through 162 games. It is a constant for the Yankees. Every time you write the script on them being eliminated, you go, man, how did the bats not come through? Well, the bats didn't come through because the underlying stats will tell you they are not built to survive rounds in October. They have great, talented guys with names on the back of shirts you could buy at Dick's. It doesn't translate to winning world championships, and I don't know what to change.
I made a lot of mistakes in life.
Yeah, great. And in the end, they stunk.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they did stink. I mean, there's no denying what happened last night. I'm very surprised by it. Look, I thought the Blue Jays would win this series. I didn't think it would be at Yankee Stadium. I didn't think it would be in 4. It does continue a trend that we brought up throughout the regular season last year and this year, which is odd. When Aaron Boone has home field advantage, the New York Yankees win their series. When Aaron Boone does not have home field advantage, they lose their series. It's 100% outside of 2020, which you almost throw out because there were no fans in the stands. It's worked perfectly. Home field.
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
which re-emphasizes the regular season.
Which they missed out on by a half a game. Think about that.
Or they just have to beat the Blue Jays a couple more times.
Yes.
That's what it comes down to.
Beat them one more time and they would have hosted this series.
The bottom line is this. The way you get over this misery today is by one simple thing. You get in your car, you park in Concourse A here at American Dream, you come eat, drink, watch us, and get ready for a football game.
That's right.
That's what you do.
You do all of that, just ignore the Giants at night in case they lose. Is that what you're saying?
That's fine. Go to Nickelodeon Universe instead. Who cares?
They might win. You never know.
No, you never know. And we will get into Giants-Eagles. Giant fans, even the Eagle fans that like to listen, football exists. In fact, starting later today and tomorrow, it'll be the only thing that exists until the Knicks start, because baseball season in New York is over. We hear from Yankee fans coming up at 888-808-1019. Plus, I do want to defend myself in this regard. It wasn't completely secretive. Sean had an idea that when we were sitting together at Yankee Stadium last night, that I would take my phone out and record some moments. So, yes, I've got five moments, Tiki.
Some moments.
Every moment.
Well, some moments I was aware of.
Oh, you weren't aware? Well, you knew going in that I was going to tape you. It's like being on a reality show. You know you're being taped, so you should be prepared for it.
And this is why I don't want to go to games with Evan anymore.
Let me just ask you this before we play this next hour. Do I have legal approval to play all of these clips?
I think Boomer and Gio took care of that already.
Well, I already put that out on social media. I gave them a little nugget, but I'm talking about the other stuff that I didn't release.
I have no idea what you got at this point. You know what? Everybody knows who I am. It is what it is.
Well, we have exclusive audio of Sean Morash at Yankee Stadium last night, plus we'll react to what A-Rod and Derek Jeter had to say, and we'll speak to you. It's all live from American Dream, so come on out. We'll be hanging out here until a little bit after 6 o'clock. Brought to you by Town Fair Tire, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Are you looking to enhance your home experience? Discover the new Sloman Shield Link, the ultimate all-in-one ecosystem for integrating your smart devices with the Sloman Shield. Sloman Shield Link takes everyday routines and actions based on your preferences and connects other devices to react based on your actions. So imagine you arrive home at night and your lights, favorite music, and TV all turn on as you enter your home. The Shield Link can act on almost any scenario and create scenes based on what you want to occur. So whether you want your thermostats to turn down when you turn on your alarm, or automatically lock your doors and ensure your security lighting is turned on, these scenarios are a reality with the Sloman Shield Link integration platform. And on top of that, Sloman Shield Link is compatible with devices already in your home. Sloman's installation includes installation for all devices plus 24/7 support. Whether you need to troubleshoot or add programming, you can call at any time. Embrace the future of home living by calling 1-800-ALARM-ME today or visit SlomanShieldLink.com to get the Sloman Shield Link.
This is your season to save with Windorama. Right now during the Home Team Savings event, save up to 40% off your installation project. It's simple. Schedule your free consultation, shop from home, and let Windorama's local certified experts handle measurement and installation in as little as 14 days. Visit SaveWithRama.com today and book your free consultation with the local Home Team at Windorama.
The Scarlet Knights take on the Washington Huskies. 9 o'clock tomorrow night.
Touchdown, Rutgers!
The home of Rutgers Big Ten football is WFAN. Brought to you by RWJ Barnabas Health, the official healthcare provider of Rutgers Athletics. Let's be healthy together. And The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and Odyssey app.
Mnexspike, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA by Moderna is now available and easy to find near you. To learn more, visit mnexspike.com. That's MNEXSPIKE.com.
Hey, football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown in the game, but his teammate scores instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance offer, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Regular cancer screenings could save your life. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, breast, prostate, and more. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
DreamWorks Water Park at American Dream. Just minutes from Manhattan. Over 40 rides, record-breaking slides, and the world's largest indoor wave pool. Tickets start at $59. Book your visit today at americandream.com.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Think again. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store and we'll give you a better deal. Now, what to do with your unwanted bills? Maybe turn them into paper airplanes headed to See Ya Never AT&T and T-Mobile. Jokes aside, the best 5G network has you covered with the most ways to save on plans, streaming, and phone deals. So bring in your bill to your local Verizon store and we'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on Root Metric True Score report dated 1H2025. Your results may vary. Must provide a postpaid consumer mobile bill dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person with whom you made the deal. Additional terms apply.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Out here in the middle of these acres, it can feel like you're the only person on Earth. That's how it feels when you're struggling with your mental health. But you don't have to feel alone. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium iced or hot coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions, participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
A win isn't a win without the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. The official beer sponsor of the New York Giants. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Talk sports hands-free. 888-808-1019. Powered by Paramount Plus. Count on Sundays all season long with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Everybody handles losing differently. Some sports fans are maybe not even listening to us today. They're like, screw it, I don't want to hear about the Yankees. Some try to move on to the next, like the diehard Yankee Knick fan is all about Jalen Brunson and trading for Giannis. Some want to kind of bask in the disgust of how it ended. Everyone's got a different way of handling it. I am fascinated
by the way that Cam Schlittler is handling this, because Cam did a really good job, and I don't think it's going to be talked enough about today.
He's also a baby, so he doesn't have the scars, like the years of scars like some of these other guys.
Very different, and it's also the player's perspective, the perspective
100%.
you had. So Cam Schlittler was very aggressive on social media after he eliminated his hometown team, the Boston Red Sox. He was tweeting a bunch of things, hasn't tweeted since, but this morning he said on to the next, and it's a picture of the Boston Bruins logo, and then he changed his Twitter avatar to the Bruins logo. So I kind of respect that, because that's what a lot of fans do. It's like, all right, on to the next. And
so he doesn't become a New York fan.
No, that'd make him a fraud.
So he's going to stay a Boston fan for everything other than baseball.
I think he has to. Jalen Brunson's done that, and we all respect it. Like, you've got to root for the teams you root
I wish
for.
I had perspective on this, because I wasn't a fan of anything else.
Right.
Other than the then Redskins. And so I was like him. I had to change, because your loyalties go to the team that's paying your paycheck.
But to your point, you didn't have a loyalty.
Yeah, I didn't have a baseball team. Well, I guess I did, but it was the Braves, and they weren't really there. They were just on TV.
Right.
So it was just, I didn't have one. So I get it. I guess that's fine.
The only thing I find funny about it
But
is...
can he go to these games?
Yeah, he's going to go to Ranger games rooting for the Bruins. That's what he's going to do.
I respect. I mean, half the Knicks root for the Sixers, so it doesn't matter.
That's my
I mean, the
point.
Eagles, but yeah.
But that's why, and by the way, like, most people don't get upset about that.
No, I'd rather you be true to your team.
Yeah.
But what's funny about it is when they eliminated the Red Sox, he was using the get ready for Bruins season line on all the Red Sox fans.
Well,
and now he is joining them.
Oh, so wait, maybe he's actually making light of himself.
Yeah, like owning it, like, hey, you guys, I'm with you guys now.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
If there is anybody
That's
that
actually a smart way to get him back on your side.
Yeah, but I mean, look, he's saying I'm one of us, except in the case of baseball. And here's the truth. I mean, if anyone can take their head and say, I did my job, and be proud of what they accomplished in this postseason, there are two guys that jump out at me. Aaron Judge, who batted .500. I'm sure there'll be some people trying to kill him, but the guy literally had more hits in this postseason than any other postseason, had his defining moment in Game 3, though they ended up losing the series. Aaron Judge can put his head on his pillow and say, I did my job.
Right, had 2 more hits and an RBI last night.
The only other guy who can say that is Cam Schlittler. Right. Honestly, because he went out there in both starts, in both elimination games, and he left it out there.
Cam Schlittler will get, outside of Aaron Judge, you could argue maybe the biggest hand on opening day next year when he's introduced to the crowd.
Unless he's traded to the Colorado Rockies
Why
for
would
a
you
shortstop.
trade him?
I don't know. Maybe you want a young, controllable shortstop who doesn't strike out a lot. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
I'm not doing trade Cam Schlittler today. I will walk off this stage.
Well, to the Yankee fan, it's what you want. Is it rehashing what happened last night? Is it picking the people to blame? Or are you already looking ahead to how to fix this? 888-808-1019. We are live from American Dream, and we'll be here up until the Giants pregame show where, Tiki Barber is working triple duty today. He's doing Evan and Tiki. He's doing the Giant pregame. He's doing the halftime. And then he's going to do the postgame. That's probably not going to end until 2 o'clock in the morning. So it's going to be a fun day, Tiki.
I know it. Can't wait.
Let's go to Freddie.
To get in bed at 2:30.
Let's go to Freddie out in California to lead it off. What's up, Fred?
Oh, again, it's Freddie from Tampa, Florida.
Oh, sorry about that. My apologies. What's up, Freddie?
No problem. Listen, you guys are spot on. Thank you for giving us fans in the South a platform to call. I think I found a home. Look about it. Let's talk about Judge, okay? He answered the call, right? I took up the stats. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he was batting 187 in the last 2 postseasons, so he knew he had to step up, and he stepped up big time. Now, I'm sorry to say to the baseball world, I did not know what analytics were until my Yankees fan, my neighbor, OG Mike, sat me down and told me what analytics are. So can they dictate the game at the plate, or they do the call the shots? Does the coach have full control of the team? Now, you got to
I'm glad you asked that question, because I'm really getting sick and tired of this, and the fact that Derek Jeter went on TV and he's really respected and repeated the same BS that gets repeated over and over again is really annoying me. The manager in the middle of games makes decisions.
Yes.
And it is now said so freely by guys we respect, whether it's on talk radio or on the internet or famous athletes. Derek Jeter last night, we've got the audio to play, really annoyed me when he's like, I don't have any information. Well, clearly you don't. And he said, I think the front office, they're a part of the decisions during games. No, they're not. That's not true. It's
What
BS.
evidence does he have that was the case last night?
There is none.
Because if you were watching it, you could see that Aaron Boone is making these decisions agonizingly.
Yes, now he has a lot of information, more information than ever before, and we can disagree with the decision he makes, but I think the way baseball works for the most part, and the reason I say this confidently is I've asked point blank certain managers in this town, okay, don't believe them, what are they going to say? I've asked people who work in organizations, I've asked everybody because I've been fascinated by it as a baseball fan, is there in-game, like, or front office involvement? And the answer universally is no, yet it's repeated like the gospel over and over again.
I don't think that's the case in game, but I mean, you know that analytics is part of preparation for a game.
I never denied
that. You know that AI has become part of preparation for these games. It's about tipping pitches and what does a guy do?
Yes.
Why does Clay Holmes walk across the rubber, which nobody noticed until I noticed it when we went to the game a couple of months ago, right? Why do you do those things? And they pick that up, and it informs you on what's going to happen in a game. And then it's all on the coaching staffs and the players themselves and the manager in particular to use that information to try to win the game.
Absolutely. Now, here's the audio of Jeter last night, the comment in question. Last night on the post-game show on Fox, which I thought was really entertaining, even if I'm going to disagree and yell at the guys, I thought it was entertaining. Here's what Derek Jeter said about Aaron Boone, and where he threw that comment in about who's really making the decisions.
Aaron did a good job. I mean, look, he's working with what he has to work with, and he sticks up for his players. I know he takes a lot of heat, but look, I'm not saying it from any inside knowledge, but I'm pretty sure Aaron's not the one that's calling every move that they make throughout the game.
Well, you admitted you don't have any inside knowledge. I think you're wrong about that. I mean, there's no evidence on the contrary. Now, if you want to defend Aaron Boone for defending his players, fine. If you want to say, look, talent-wise, I think he did as much as he could with that team, completely fine. But to now take it to the level like Cam Schlittler came out of the game last night because Brian Cashman used his bat phone?
No.
They didn't pinch hit for Volpe in the 7th, but they did in the 9th because Matt Fishman sent down a text message and said, oh, it's okay now? This is fantasy.
Right.
And it bothered me that Jeter said it.
It also doesn't make sense.
Of course not, because when Jeter says it, guys like Sean are going to be like, well, you know more than Derek Jeter? Like, wow, watch, here we go. Watch.
Exactly, Evan.
Yeah, okay, but Derek knows. I'm an idiot.
You don't think Derek Jeter knows a little more about what's going on with the Yankees than you do, dude?
No. I think he hates Brian Cashman, which has been very clear for years.
And why do you think maybe he hates Brian Cashman? Outside of the contract stuff.
You know why he hates Brian Cashman.
No, but you think maybe
the contract stuff.
Okay, you think Derek Jeter was also involved in baseball in the Marlins and doesn't realize how Brian Cashman's running an organization? Like, every single sign of this Yankee team continues to point that Brian Cashman is pulling puppet strings of Aaron Boone.
So who does that benefit for Jeets to bring that up?
I think it benefits, him if he eventually wants Cashman's job.
Come on.
Exactly.
You really think he wants
No, I mean,
Brian
I don't know.
Cashman's job?
I don't know, but I think it benefits him to point out that an organization that I'm sure he's very prideful of and respects and sees how far it's fallen, that, man, they're getting to the point where it's not how it was from when I was there.
Ask real good reporters to report on this. No one has ever reported this about Aaron Boone or Carlos Mendoza or any other team. It's not true. What Tiki said is true, and that's a different argument. Prior to games, deciding who's going to start a game, if you're going to use an opener, the lineup, sure, maybe, fine. But the in-game stuff, I'm getting annoyed that I keep hearing it from people I respect. Because it's not true.
Maybe you should start listening if more and more people you respect keep saying it.
Well, why are they saying it?
Or you should just stop respecting those guys' opinions.
Oh, well, either way, if you go that, whoa, okay. By the way, I respect that, too.
That's what I would do.
Well, you know what? I think Derek Jeter's the greatest shortstop of all time. He's a wonderful baseball player in this regard. You're right, Teak. Let's go to Artie in Rockland. What's up, Artie?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Evan, I got a bone to pick with you, pal. A bone.
Pick it.
The other day, I called and asked when it was 12-0 in the first game of the Yankee game, why can't they give the Martian, Jason Dominguez, an at-bat? You agreed with me. Said, okay, give him an at-bat. But are you suggesting that's a prelude to him playing over Grisham? I got yes. I would bench Grisham the rest of the series and play the Martian. And you said to me, oh, no, he only had 4 at-bats in the last 75 years. You can't play. He can't hit. He's not going to be able to hit. It's not fair to him. How did he look? He didn't look too bad last night.
Artie, you should be vindicated.
Grisham was awful.
Artie, I was thinking, but I don't know if this makes you feel any better.
I don't know why he can't play center field.
Okay, we'll get to that. Artie, I swear to God.
He could have played center field.
When Jason Dominguez...
Or third base.
Yeah, well, we saw him working out at third base.
Warming up yesterday.
When Jason Dominguez pinch hit last night, I would have said this to Sean, but he left. He gave up. When Jason Dominguez pinch hit last night, you know who I thought of? That caller. Because I remember him suggesting that.
Right.
And look, Dominguez did look good. I give him a lot of credit for that base hit.
It was one at bat.
My point still stands. I think it's unfair to a player who hasn't played in a month to throw them into a playoff game.
Yeah, but isn't it better than the alternative? That's the question that you have to keep asking yourself.
Looking at the results, the answer is yes, it would have been better than the alternative. Yeah. If you want me to take an L on that, that is fine.
No, you don't need to take an L. I'm just thinking.
My reasoning
I'm talking about from a managerial standpoint or a roster construction. This is a maybe truly Cashman standpoint. What else did you have to lose?
I don't think you wanted to necessarily give up on Trent Grisham, who had such a good year, after only a sample size of 4 or 5 games. That's what I think it comes down to. Now, we all know it didn't work, so it's easy today to say you should have done it 2 days ago, but I think in the back of your mind, it's baseball. It's a 5-game slump. Is that really enough for you to say I'm benching him for a rookie who hasn't played in a month?
It shouldn't, but when you see him come in and get a hit, it's hard not to say, man, what if?
He had also cooled down the last 2 weeks while the team was hot, too, but we didn't pay attention or care about it because the team was winning.
Grisham. Yes. Right.
This had been prolonged. And also, I know it's way different because he didn't have a good year like Grisham. They are victims, again, to leaning on a veteran who they owe nothing to beyond this year, Alex Verdugo last year in the postseason, while he did not hit, and they kept trotting him out there.
I think in this case, I don't want to compare the two because it's
Verdugo is different than Grisham because Grisham was great.
Thank you.
I agree. Verdugo stunk for most of the year.
He was just bad.
This is what Sean does in arguments. He convolutes it by bringing up other examples. I don't want to bring up the other example.
No, you just got to shut down the example.
That's a good job by you.
You're welcome.
Shut down Verdugo. In the case of Grisham, it's not about relying on people. It's saying, hey, that guy had a great year. I think he gives us a better chance of running into a big hit than Jason Dominguez, who hasn't played in a month.
Right. I didn't mind Grisham, to be honest with you. It just exacerbated itself because the Martian came in and got a big hit.
Yeah, and good for him. I thought that was great. Anton is in Long Beach. What's going on today, Anton?
Hey guys, I'm tired. We have this same show 24 of the past 25 years, and the common denominator is Brian Cashman. I don't know why he gets credit for the 90s teams when that was all Stick Michael putting those rosters together. And quite frankly, the Blue Jays announcer, he nailed it. That the Yankees are not a good team when they don't hit home runs. And it's the same thing we tried out year after year. It's either home run or strikeout. And it's insanity, just doing the same thing over and over. I don't know why we keep paying going to Yankee Stadium when we get the same product year after year.
I think it's because they win 90 games every year. They're in the postseason, and you figure if you can get hot at the right time, one of these years, it'll be the year you're raising a trophy. And I think that's why you still go out there. It's not like they're losing 90 games a year. And that's not to make you feel better. It's to answer why we still go out there.
Right. And the chicken buckets are great.
The chicken buckets are great, and you have a chance to win every single year. Firing Brian Cashman, which is an annual discussion, he's right, is a complicated one. Because I understand the idea of, you know what, let's try something new. He's been successful. Give him his day. Give him his bobblehead. Let's start over. But where exactly are you starting over? If you promote someone from within, you're just continuing the Cashman administration with not Brian Cashman. If you blow it up and you start over, well, you're blowing it up and starting over with a team that won 94 games. And who are you hiring exactly?
See, then you're never getting rid of them because you're always, due to the way payroll works in Major League Baseball, the Yankees are always going to be around that 85 to 95 win total. So if that's the reason why, well, look, he's always going to win 95 games. He has a running head start on 25 teams in Major League Baseball to get to that.
So because they spend so much money, they're going to have one of the best teams.
And I say this, I know it's apples and oranges, but I'm still convinced of this. If Major League Baseball was a true floor and cap sport where everybody spent the same amount of money, answer yourself this. Do you think Brian Cashman's a good general manager?
You're wrong. The Mets had the second highest payroll. The Braves had the third highest payroll. Neither of those teams made the playoffs. It is not a guarantee.
It's not a guarantee, but it's a guarantee that over 25 years, more years than not, you're going to be very much in the mix.
I don't like your answer because I think what you're doing
You don't like the answer because it's the writings.
No, but it's not. It's you're minimizing your success by saying it's only about money, and that's not true.
No.
Does money help? Of course it does, but it doesn't guarantee you anything, and all you got to do is look at results. I mean, the Braves and the Mets had very high payrolls. How'd they do this year?
They didn't have great years.
Okay. They didn't miss the playoffs. They didn't win 94 games.
The Yankees missed the playoffs 2 years ago.
We're
the same thing.
And how often do they miss the playoffs, Sean?
Like once every 8 years. That's my point. And by the way,
once a decade.
And it's going to get even easier with your payroll with 6 teams making it. Like the fact the Mets didn't make it when bringing in there is freaking embarrassing with their payroll.
But the Yankees.
So the Yankees' borderline is they weren't totally embarrassing to keep Cashman. That's ridiculous.
Did the Yankees barely make the playoffs this season?
You know what?
They finished tied for the best record in the American League.
They did. In a league you called crap.
That doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Who cares if it's crap? If you're the best in the league, you did your job.
All right.
Well,
so
why does it?
That's it. You know what? Just keep running. Cashman can spend 50 years there. It doesn't matter. You don't ever need a fresh set of eyeballs. It's the same solution every year. Why are you not getting that? It's so frustrating at this
Tiki,
point.
did I not lay it out fairly?
No, you did lay it out fairly. He's a frustrated fan who's seen the same thing over and over and over.
Because it's just running your head into the pool.
The roster is not constructed well. There are loggerheads at places, and it feels like, man, I know Giancarlo Stanton is good, but we got to get Ben Rice in this lineup. How do we get him in the lineup? Especially when we got a better first baseman than Ben Rice, and we like our catcher who was third in the Rookie of the Year balloting a year ago. There's so much stacking, it's hard to get the lineup on a daily basis where it needs to be.
I really don't like that argument, Tiki, with all due respect, and I've heard a lot of people say this. Giancarlo Stanton. Let's talk about this.
It's not even about Giancarlo Stanton.
Don't play him.
I agree.
So then why are you acting like he's forcing himself into the lineup?
He's an example. I'm not saying they're forcing it in the lineup. He's an example. You want Ben Rice in the lineup? How are you getting him in the lineup?
Well, I think next year...
If Paul Goldschmidt's a better first baseman, if Austin Wells is better behind the dish, for whatever reason, because maybe he hasn't done it in 2 years, Ben Rice, so how are you getting him in the lineup?
Well, I think for next
maybe you DH him. Oh, you can't because you got to have Giancarlo Stanton in the lineup. Oh, and then Aaron Judge gets hurt because he's I don't know how he hurt his
Stanton
elbow.
played the outfield.
Of course he did, but... Is the ideal? Is your ideal defense with Giancarlo Stanton?
Is that why the New York
field?
Yankees got knocked out?
No, this has nothing.
So then it's irrelevant.
This has nothing to do with any of this. This is not why they lost. This is not why they couldn't get past the Detroit. I mean the Blue Jays. It's not why they lost the World Series a year ago. I'm just talking about the roster construction. It's not ideal. There's not versatility. There's not. Oh, you can play third. Oh, you can play second.
Completely disagree with that. I heard A-Rod say that last night too. I disagree with you, and I'll tell you why. They did have versatility. Cody Bellinger could play left field, center field, first base.
Did he?
He could have if they wanted to.
Did he?
Ben Rice could play first base and catcher.
Evan, did he?
That's Boone's choice. Did he have the flexibility to do it? Yes, he did.
Is it Boone's choice?
I do.
Or is it Cashman's choice?
No. Oh, here we go. We're going back to that. It's both of their choices.
Or is it? Oh, maybe we're not going to play first base because we just paid Goldie and Ben Rice is a young and up and comer.
Ben Rice.
You're furthering my argument.
The position versatility thing, I don't think is true.
Yes, it is.
Why is that true?
You can't play Cody Bellinger at these other versatile positions because of the lack of versatility at the other guys.
They had more versatility this year than they had in years past.
But did they use it?
Well, with Jose Caballero and Ahmed Rosario, they did.
Did they? They just trotted Volpe out there to strike out 60 times in the postseason.
Okay, again, stick to the argument. Roster construction. They had more versatility this year than they had the last couple of years. But that's not why they got knocked out. That's not why they got knocked out.
But they didn't use it.
Well, that's up to the manager and GM to use it.
They didn't use it.
And as far as Stanton's concerned, I hope people realize this.
This is not a knock on Giancarlo Stanton, so don't position me like I'm knocking Giancarlo Stanton.
No, but he's a DH, he's this, he can... You can play Giancarlo as often as you want. If you want to play him half the time, play him half the time. He is a good soldier. He has never once bitched and complained about his playing time. Number two, we can call Judge the captain all we want. The leader of that team is Giancarlo Stanton, and we all know it.
Great.
We heard it. We've seen it.
What does that matter?
It means he's important to the team.
And what does he let him to, Evan? He's the leader of the team because you read one athletic article, and I know he has great speeches. He has led them to 0
So you're going to get rid of him?
It's not that I get rid of him.
Because if you guys want to get rid of him, I'll take him.
And that's what it comes down to.
It's what it comes down to.
Now all of a sudden this is about the Mets.
No, it's not. I'm saying if you're dumb enough to let him go, it's not about the Mets. Stop with that.
Let him go. Do you think he's going to continue to age well? He's hurt every year.
Okay, what I said to you was, if you're listening, is I think he's so valuable to your team. If you guys are idiotic enough to want to get rid of him, I'll take him. That's not about the Mets. That's about you people not wanting him.
I know this is going to be a difficult day, so I'm going to take a deep breath because I don't want to yell and scream, Evan. I do love you. I love Tiki. I love Tommy. If you got rid of Giancarlo Stanton and you reconfigure the roster another way, what exactly do you think happens? Do you think all of a sudden they're a 79-win team?
What is Stanton doing that's holding the roster back?
What is he doing that's holding the roster back?
What is he doing that's holding it back?
I think it prevents Judge from DHing half the year, which might prevail some of the help.
Did it stop them from DHing Aaron Judge?
But Evan, I think you're looking at this the wrong way. This is not about Giancarlo Stanton.
Oh, you guys brought him up.
This is not about Giancarlo Stanton. He was an example of why there's no versatility with guys to get into this lineup. It's not about Stanton. So stop acting like I'm attacking Giancarlo Stanton. I am not. What I'm saying is that this roster is not constructed in a way that is fluid, that is easy for Boone or Cashman to manage who plays every day. And how you develop young players is not by sitting them on the bench and bury them because, you know what, you're not too great in left field even though you're a center fielder. Jason Dominguez, we'll see you in 2026, right? So what's the way that this thing is constructed is not fluid. Right? It works because they won 94 games and they had the best record in the American League, all of which means absolutely nothing until you get into the postseason and you come up against a Blue Jays team that hits for average at every single position. Their worst hitter basically was George Springer, and he's one of the best players on the team in the postseason. Why couldn't you do that with the Yankees? Because these guys aren't ready for it.
Well, I agree with the last part of what you said. I agree with the first part. I still completely disagree about position versatility and why Dominguez.
It's not about fertility. It's just about the construction of
If you
want
to have more guys that hit for a higher average, fine, I'm with you on that. But this team had guys that could play all over the diamond, and the reason Jason Dominguez lost his job is because other guys were outperforming him. Trent Grisham outperformed him to the point where even though he was a free agent at the end of the year and a career 190 hitter, he gave them the best chance of winning. That's not roster construction.
It is,
that's deciding to play someone who's earned that.
It is, though. Because why can you not afford to live with Jason Dominguez's struggles to work through it? Because the roster construction told you, well, Grisham's really hitting. We really need to lean on him. This team should have never been in a position that they needed to lean on Trent Grisham having a career year to get them to 94 wins.
I don't. That makes no sense to me. You had a fourth outfielder who had a great year and decided to play him every day, and somehow that's a bad thing. That's how you guys position.
Yeah, because
that makes no sense.
Because it killed the year of development.
Well, because the guy was having a great year, so you played him. Like you were supposed to not play him when he was having a career year? What were you going to do? You're going to sit him? Okay. That doesn't seem to make a lot of sense.
I think a lot of Yankee fans feel like me, which is exactly why they should come to Concourse A here and come to American Dream in the Dream Bar, have a drink, take the edge off. Let's get ready for Giants Eagles tonight. That's why. Let's go. Let's go.
There you go. I can't wait to play clips of Sean Morash from Yankee Stadium last night. That's coming up. Plus, we saw a guy get sucker punched in the face. We're going to try to figure out what the hell happened there. And more of your calls from Yankee fans. What do you want to do? What are you thinking? Who are you angry at? Is it me? Is it Tiki you're angry at? Is it Jason Dominguez? Or is it that evil Brian Cashman who screwed everything up? But before that, it's time for the Corona Lime Time highlight of the night. Take a listen.
Pitch. Swung on the hit off of Cam's glove. Off of the glove of Jazz into center field. Clement to third. Play didn't get made.
That was the moment I think everyone in that building knew this isn't going to turn. Because even Sean, you admitted it, you had confidence throughout the day.
I did.
Even trailing. That error, which set up a big opportunity to add insurance runs, changed the tone of where last night was going.
You could feel if Yankee Stadium was a balloon, it popped at that moment.
That was the Corona Lime Time Highlight of the Night, presented by Corona, the official cerveza of Major League Baseball. More of your calls coming up, plus A-Rod's opinions on the New York Yankees and what Sean Morash did as the Yankees season was ending. It's Evan and Tiki live from American Dream until the Giant pregame show a little after 6 o'clock.
This is Andrew Perloff with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Maybe we should have seen this coming, but Bill Belichick's struggles in North Carolina are still shocking. The Tar Heels are 2-3 and they're getting blown out. And now there's a report they're talking about a buyout to end this experiment. For now, he's still the coach, but you can understand if the school and Belichick both want out. Everyone looks bad in Chapel Hill. The earlier this ends, the better it will probably be for all. I'm Andrew Perloff.
Your favorite neighborhood spots run unsquare. You know the ones. Maybe it's the popular shop that just opened a new location by you, or the big sports bar that's always packed on game day. These places make the neighborhood, and the money spent there stays in your community. Square powers more than 4 million neighborhood businesses worldwide. To learn more, go to square.com, or just stop by your favorite local business. See you in the neighborhood. Square.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on the team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
So, there's this guy, Paul Rivera, grew up in the Bronx. Made some mistakes, but eventually becomes one of those hard-working citizens who keep our city going. But he gets pulmonary fibrosis, and his only hope is a lung transplant. When one hospital, Montefiore Einstein, get him a new lung, and they give him a new life. Right. Everyone in his neighborhood is like,
they give that guy a new lung or a new motor.
the story, Mr. Giamatti. Well, you ought to know, Mr. Rivera. You lived it.
Everyone loves a comeback. Montefiore Einstein, national leader in transplant.
More Evan and Tiki coming up on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Our transportation, water, and energy infrastructure is critical. Did you know that those projects are built by the local 825 operating engineers and their contractors? They even built MetLife Stadium and the stadium before that. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employee Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the hardworking men and women who build New York and New Jersey.
Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ senses a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or over cooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released third-generation Chef IQ Sense at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
The Fox Nation Patriot Awards returns for a new year.
Are you ready to get the show started?
Join host Sean Hannity and special guests and be part of the celebration live in New York. Tickets are available now. Go to foxnation.com/Patriot Awards.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
I gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistent sin. All over Febreze car clips right on your fit. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face. When it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6812. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6812. That's 800-575-6812. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs. Some drive them for performance. Others drive them for the range. And some drive them because it's the only way to make an entrance. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. Whatever your reason, there's never been a better time to say, let's take the Cadillac. The all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles. Escalade IQ, Vistic, Optic, and Lyric. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today.
Wake up with Boomer and Geo. Mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
How we doing on this fine Thursday? We are live from American Dream. We're going to be here all day, baby. And we got to witness something earlier today that I'll never forget. And that is Tommy Lugauer being the toughest guy at our radio station. Because he went on a ride here at American Dream called Shellraiser. It's the world's steepest indoor roller coaster. And the way it works is, A, you go upside down 7 times. All right, that's number 1.
Yes, that's correct.
Number 2, it takes you all the way to the top of the building, basically, and you can stare at the New York City skyline. Mm-hmm. And they keep you there 10 seconds, 30 seconds, and then but you don't even realize it. They send you down, and it's very fast and scary. I looked at it, and I was frightened and Tommy Lugauer did it. So, Tommy, I respect the hell out of you.
Well, I appreciate that. Now, I was a little trepidatious about going on the roller coaster, but then I saw, 4 7-year-olds get off the ride before I got on.
That's so true.
And I'm sitting there to myself, I'm like, dude, I'm 40, I can handle this. And it was intense, but it was fun. I had my eyes closed the entire time, but I felt like I had to be the guy on the team since you three are, wusses, and everybody was afraid to do it.
Gladly will say that I'm wuss.
Me too.
Look, I used to be, but now I've gotten a little tougher in my older age, but it was a lot of fun. So if you come out to the American Dream and you like thrill rides, Shellraiser is definitely worth it.
My favorite part is, as he was at the top, I screamed to him, "No biggie." That was my favorite part. You probably didn't even hear
I could not hear you, but yes.
So last night at Yankee Stadium, obviously the Yankees lost to the Blue Jays. We'll get back to your calls in a minute at 888-808-1019. I went to the game with Sean. We had a good time overall, right, besides the result of the game?
Yeah, look, anytime, Evan, what do we go to, 100 baseball games this year? We have a good time every time we go until we figure out the result, and then it sucks.
I'm good company, you're good company, we're good people, right?
As much as we argue, we oddly watch baseball very similar ways, except I don't score it.
That's true. And listen, arguments don't mean anything. Me and Tiki and you just argued for 10 minutes.
I know. I feel bad.
No biggie. But what I did with Sean, and for anyone who thinks this is wrong or I'm being a bad guy, I warned them ahead of time. I said, look, we're going to go to the game. I helped orchestrate get the tickets. And what you're going to do is...
What an email you sent.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm going to film...
Internal email.
Yeah. I'm going to film you. I want to capture the live emotions. So I have my top 5 moments that we've recorded from Sean Morash and I's day at Yankee Stadium.
Before you play them,
yes,
I want the audience to know, Evan, most times you recorded me, would turn to me and ask me a question, my thoughts.
You're going to hear it in some of these clips.
Okay. I only say that to say the ones you didn't. How am I supposed to know when I'm focused on the field and irate as a Yankee fan that now you're filming me?
Well, that's the mystery, isn't it? I mean, it's like a reality show.
It's a gotcha.
Yeah.
It's definitely a gotcha.
All right.
All right, this is your last chance. You want me to not play these? You're going to disappoint the
I don't
audience?
care, but I'm just saying if I get fired, you're getting fired too.
I mean, why would you get fired?
Because I don't remember half the things I said, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is when Sean mocked Jazz Chisholm and got mad at me for asking if he was worried. This is like 5th or 6th inning of the game. Take a listen.
These Jazz is wide the f*** awake tonight to make every error. Worried now? Cut the camera out of my face, my word. The season's f***ing over.
I was nailing M&Ms at that point.
Wait, this was right after the error?
I think it was right after the error, if I'm not mistaken.
I forget, dude.
But he was doing the wide awake thing with Jazz, which is funny. But Jazz wasn't the only guy he was mad at. He was also very upset about Anthony Volpe, who continued to look limp at the plate. Here is Sean yelling about Anthony Volpe.
All year loyal with him. He sucks. All year. All year. God damn it. Why is Caballero on the team?
0 for 13 with 11 strikeouts.
It's insane. Gotta protect the Golden Boy at all costs so Cashman can sit at the f***ing Hilton in December and tell him, yeah, he just hurt all you. That. You suck.
I forgot I said that.
And I do admit
it is so true.
Wow. I did poke him a little bit.
Well, of course you did.
Gave him the stat. Yeah. I mean, so far, no lies. Like, I mean,
you know what's going to happen. The winter meeting's going to come, and Cashman's going to go all snarky with the reporters around. I'm like, he tore his MCL.
There definitely needs to be a follow-up on Volpe.
Yeah,
now,
sure.
the excuse is he has a torn labrum.
But that, you know that answer is coming.
Of course
That's the point. You know it. The palm trees in the background.
You know what killed me on the Volpe stuff, and we'll get more into this as the show rolls on, this postseason? Because the at-bats he took in the division series were so bad and so pathetic.
But wasn't he was fine in the wild card.
Yes, he hit a home run.
I know he did.
Yes.
He started. That was the game 1. It was all downhill after that.
Yeah, it was. Here is when Jazz Chisholm is announced to the crowd. This is after, I think, the error, and he also grounded out with guys on base. And Sean gave Jazz Chisholm the Sean Morash in reaction to the PA announcement.
Your boo is so distinct.
You root for him, you need him to get a hit. He ruined tonight, so that's all right.
He ruined tonight, so that's all right.
Nice.
It's even a rhyme. This is, I got to admit, every time I've heard this, I went to sleep listening to this. And my wife's like, why are you giggling? I said, because I couldn't get over you freaking out about Jazz Chisholm again. This is the one I listened to 15 times before going to bed.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here's Sean just going nuts about Jazz Chisholm blowing on his hands.
Oh, this is it there. He's blowing on his hands.
There we go.
Jazz, stop blowing on your head. It's 65 degrees. Man, acting like it's the fucking Iditarod out there.
I mean, it did get a little chilly. It did get a little chilly, didn't it?
It wasn't that cold, dude. He's blowing on his hands like he's at Lambeau.
The best part about this thing is that the entire section around us was cracking up.
Because they knew I was right. None of us are that cold. It was like he made an error, Tiki, and was like trying to be like, well, I'm cold. That's why I made the error.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the smoking gun. This was the final out of the 8th inning, and this is where Sean Morash tapped out. He left early. He gave up on a playoff game, and we have the recorded proof as I beg him to stay. Take a listen.
You can't leave, bro.
Yes, I can. I'm not doing this 2 straight years.
The game is not over.
I'm not. Yes, it is. And I'm not doing this 2 straight years. And by the way, if they come back, then I get it. I'm out. See you guys later.
You're leaving a playoff game early.
Yeah, Chris, I'm not sitting through 2 straight eliminations in the 9th inning with you. Goodbye. I'll see you later.
And he literally left. Tiki.
Yeah.
You leave because your wife is saying, hey, come on home.
You're right.
He leaves because he's literally given up. How do you do that as a sports fan?
I kind of forget what happened in the 9th. All right, Jason Dominguez doubles.
To which Evan texts me, Dominguez pinch hit.
Right. Rosario flies out.
Yep.
Grisham grounds out.
Yep. Judge doubled.
That's
right.
And then the run comes in. You missed Judge's final RBI.
Oh, boy.
I
only saw 50 million of them all year.
And then Cody Bellinger strikes out.
And
swinging.
Flew right out of that garage, though, Teak. 45 minutes back to Long Island.
You are the same person who has said that leaving playoff games early is inexcusable. You mocked people for it, and then you did it right in front of me.
Yeah. I have said that, and then I would ask anybody who's ever done that, have they experienced back-to-back years watching an elimination game with a Met fan named Evan Roberts? Because I did it with the Dodgers last year. I sat there, and you knew how basically I was just beside myself. I was so upset, it bothered me.
Last year.
And last year I believed, I really thought they were winning the World Series. This year I never really believed in the team, and I'm sitting there watching Evan with his stupid smirk all face all night. And I said, second straight year Evan's going to get me on tape weeping in my Cheerios? Not going to happen.
Hold on.
I'm not giving Evan the blood. I'm out.
Hold on a second. I remember, how long would you say the drive is to Boston, Evan?
Oh, that's about 3 hours.
About a 3-hour drive. I sat there in Boston as the Knicks lost by, 30 points in a playoff game, and I was sitting next to Evan, and Evan could attest to this. He was like, Loogie, we can leave. There was like a minute. He's like, it's okay. I'm not going to film you. We can leave. I go, no, I'm staying to the bitter end and the second. And let's be real. You have seen way more success as a Yankee fan than I have seen as a Knicks fan.
Okay.
So and we had a longer drive. So quite frankly, once again, you skipped the podium. And you're a baby.
No, the difference is either way you were getting in that car with Evan, no matter what, to have it rubbed in. I was free as a bird from Evan Roberts the moment I walked out of that stadium.
But what if
that is an important differentiation.
But what if they came back?
If they came back, it would have been the greatest thing in the world. Because you know what? We would have been doing a show tomorrow all pumped up for a Game 5. And because I wasn't at the stadium the night before when they won, and because I walked out, if they would have rallied after I walked out, great for me. Everybody would have turned to me and said, you're our hero. Thank you.
Wow.
So it was a win-win.
Don't come tomorrow. Or don't come next series.
I was getting home an hour earlier than I would have after that parking garage traffic, and I would have been the conquering hero that walked out and sparked the rally.
What time did you get home?
I was home like 11:10.
So 11:10 versus midnight.
Yeah, pretty much, because you got to factor in by the time you get to your car. I parked in a garage.
Right.
You sit there, everybody's getting out. Although that being said, a lot of people are flooding out.
No, I know. I stayed by myself because you left. Hoffman, who was there, left. I got taunted.
He's a Met fan, so you can't blame him.
His son is a Yankee fan, and he was about to cry, so I understood it. But I ended up getting taunted. It's the final out. Bellinger's up, and some guy screams, "Hey, Evan, what are you doing here? Your team was knocked out weeks ago."
And that was the other thing. Evan has me sit next to him and Pete Hoffman on the other side. These two bozos basically did a live Rico for 3 hours. Oh, what do you think? Would you put Grisham in left? Oh, would you trade for Stanton? Oh, how about Luke Weaver? Would you do this? I had to listen to this conversation in front of me. I watched a Yankee elimination game while a live Rico occurred.
That part is true, T. Yeah. Must have been. We did a Yankees-style Rico, bro.
Oh.
This is why I go home, regardless.
Good decision. I think it's inexcusable that you left early. Let's get back to your calls, 888-808-1019. Mike is in Pearl River. What's up, Mike? Hello,
hey,
Mike.
guys. Thanks for taking my call. I'm the guy who called yesterday. asking that Sean leave work early and go watch Amish rake fighting or off-season pool maintenance instead of watching the Yankee game.
Right.
Wish I did.
So, Sean, before you cut me off, I'm going to ask you to let me finish. I have a very brief statement to read to you with nothing but respect and admiration. Your negativity over the last several months has been, not unlike the Dunkin' $6 meal deal, kind of wild. It's been nonstop. They win game 2, and you go home to watch that Ranger debacle, also known as full contact ice dancing. So after that, they win game 2, and suddenly you're defiant. I quote you, Evan, I will be in the building for last night's game. Now, I'm no psychic, and actually I know the answer to this question thanks to Evan playing all the recordings, but I had a feeling you were having a significant meltdown during the entirety of the game. So I have a concern for you and for all Yankee fans.
Okay.
Your constant negativity has negatively affected this team. Okay. On the other hand, Tommy Lugauer, who is not a Yankee fan, he has never uttered a bad word about these Yankees during his time and only mentions the team when he is asked by Evan or Tiki or yourself, how many innings is the team going to go, how many points, how many runs in they score, all that good stuff. Only you, Sean Morash, have made negative statements about your beloved Yankees. This behavior cannot go unnoticed or unpunished. I'm imploring you, Evan and Tiki, in the spirit of Tommy being positive Tommy, Sean should now be referred to as Buzzkill Morash.
Wow.
Additionally, as a sort of penance for his sins, just like when you guys had to refer to Aaron Judge as King Judge, Buzzkill Morash, while on the air, should now have to refer to Tommy as Prime Minister of Positivity, Thomas the
His team didn't even make the playoffs. He was positive about it.
Also, I know that you are a Giant fan, but the Jets are on at 9 o'clock on Sunday morning, so do me a favor and watch Bassmasters or Joel Osteen, anything but the Jets at 9 o'clock on Monday.
Mike, I got bad news for you. Even Sean not watching the Jets can't save the Jets.
And there's good news for Giants fans after, everything happened last time. I will not be in that building tonight.
Wait a second. So let me
By
get
the way,
this
I like the Prime Minister of Positivity.
I do. That was a good one.
That's solid.
And he's right. Like, Tommy has sat there and not said anything about the Yankees until asked. Like, how many innings is Cam Schlittler going to go? And I think he nailed it last night, too, by the way. But you left Yankee Stadium early last night, and now...
I mean, early. The game was long over, and there were 3 outs to go.
But hold on. I have seen, as we have walked into this beautiful American dream, I have seen Eagle jerseys.
A lot of them.
I see this guy eating a hamburger right now, this beautiful green, Kelly Green Eagle sweatshirt. Yeah, go Birds my ass. But I see all these Giant fans. All these people are pumped up. They may go to the game. That's part of the beauty of American Dream. You hang out, you have a good time.
Great.
You walk across the bridge. You're telling me at 6:15 when Tiki takes over the pregame show, you're leaving? You're not going to see the Giants take on the Eagles?
I'm actually glad he's leaving because he can be one of those listeners in the car.
That's exactly why I'm leaving.
Listening to me on the pregame show, breaking it down for you.
Yeah, I have probably a 2-hour drive back to Long Island. I want to listen to Tiki talk as much on the pregame show as possible. I can't do that if I go to the
He's being a good teammate, Evan.
No, that's not it. It's what our last caller said. He's Buzzkill Morash, and he's trying to save the Giants by not being in the building tonight.
I'm also going to be live after the game on Talking Giants. Simulcast. I'm going to be Tiki's competition tonight on a post game.
Wow, what options? Talking Giants or Tiki? I know what I'm listening to, my friend. Let's go to Matt in Brooklyn. What's up, Matt?
Hey, Matt.
Gentlemen, what's going on? Tiki, big fan. Let's go Giants. You're a legend. Just real quick, I got a couple points. One about Sean. And just the Yankees overall from an outside, I'm a Met fan, outsider looking in. It's pretty cut and dry. In the playoffs, you got to play tight, clean baseball. You got to make contact. You got to make the plays. That Jazz era, that's unacceptable. If I was a Yankee fan, he's dead to me right there. Sean.
Yeah.
Real quick, Sean. Listen, you're a fan. I'll give you your respect. But the beauty of being a fan is you don't get to celebrate a win after you say, I don't care if they win, I'm leaving early, I'm shutting them off, this team's losing, then they win. That's it. You're done. You can't even enjoy it anymore. And
well,
that's
good news. They didn't win because I was right, so I knew I didn't have to worry about not enjoying anything.
He's talking about yesterday's game, or 2 days ago's game, game 3.
But I never shut off the game. I never missed a pitch of game 3.
Yeah, but you were negative about it.
Am I the only one with 2 eyeballs that watched the Yankees this year? Like, everybody was the best.
It doesn't mean you can't keep rooting for them.
No, I never stopped rooting for them. Do you think at any point I was rooting against the Yankees?
You can't speak positivity even though you feel negatively about them?
No.
You think Tommy felt positively about the inept pitching by the New York Mets?
Well, I kind of did.
I have had a life of ineptitude, and I have, climbed the ladder to be able to sit here with you guys. And the one thing I promised myself is I will never not be real with the audience. I didn't believe in this Yankee team. My eyeballs told me not to believe. And guess what happened? After all of Evans, the bullpen this, to that. Who was the most right about the New York Yankees in 2025 on this show after 4 months? Who was the most right?
You were right.
So don't get on me that, you didn't go to the game in Game 3. You can't celebrate if we win. Guess what? We're eliminated. I knew I wasn't going to have to worry about that because they stunk.
Yeah, but you did the thing that you and Evan accused me of when Mets season rolls around, and let's say I'm focused more on the Knicks playoff run. You're like, whoa, positive Tommy. He's tweeting about the Knicks. He's not tweeting about the Mets. You picked your other child, the Rangers, the other night.
Did I tweet about both?
No, but you gave up on the Yankees because the Rangers started. So just keep that same energy in the spring when you accuse me of doing the same.
Tommy, unlike you, who's cheap, I have multiple TVs next to each other, and I can watch everything at once.
Okay, I think history will prove that we were correct in this spot.
Let's go to Anthony down in Tampa. What's up, Anthony?
Hey, guys. Thank you for taking my call. So I called with 1 point originally, but I actually wanted to give you 3 things that the Yankees could have used. 1, they should have signed Juan Soto. That's point blank there.
That was not their choice.
Secondly, I heard Hal Steinbrenner wanted to rent out Yankee Stadium for a Spirit of Halloween store. So that's probably part of the reason why they exited early. And 3 was Anthony. Yeah, and 3 was Anthony Volpe tearing his labia.
Oh, jeez. All right. Get out of here, Anthony. The Soto thing is naturally going to be brought up. Let's keep this in mind.
Really? Do you
Of
think
course.
Yankee fans care anymore right now?
I spoke to a few leaving Yankee Stadium
And what did
last
they
night.
say? Man, if we had Juan Soto, we would have been there.
That this lineup would have been different with Juan Soto.
Of course it would be different
Of course
with
it
Juan
would have
Soto.
been. But here's the complicated part. And I remember when we talked about this a year ago. In the long term, not having Juan Soto is clearly a negative. I think we all agree with it. Of
course.
But in the short term, in the very short term, they don't sign Max Fried if they keep Juan Soto, in all likelihood.
Right.
They don't sign Cody Bellinger if they don't add Juan Soto. And over the course of 162, as great as Soto was, especially in the second half, if you take Bellinger and Fried away, and I'm just talking about this year, the Yankees are worse.
No, of course
That's just
they
a
are.
fact. Now, next year, the year after, of course that's different.
But now, knowing that they lost in the ALDS and knowing, okay, if you took one step back year with Juan Soto and you geared up and got healthy next year, wouldn't you rather that be the outcome?
But I think we all agree with that. Once we get past the emotion of where he went and everyone being like throwing cake at each other and being mean to each other, obviously the Yankees wanted to keep Juan Soto and Yankee fans wanted to keep Juan Soto. We get that.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. Here's what's challenging. I'll tell you about the difficulties of the post-Soto world. We all loved Max Fried this year. I know he had a bad start in the DS. He had a great season, and he did deliver in 1 of 2 of his playoff starts. And we know the moment isn't too big for him, and he'll likely be good next year, the year after. We'll see about the remainder of the contract. Here's the complicated part. Cody Bellinger. Are you bringing him back? Are you giving him 5 years? If you're not, who are you signing? Are you signing anybody? Are you replacing him internally? Are you going after Kyle Tucker? Like, that monies, if you will, that you would have had allotted to Soto, what are you doing to fill that outfield role? And I think that, to me, Tiki, is going to be the most interesting question of this offseason from a personnel standpoint.
True, but I feel like we're months away from thinking about that, or a couple of weeks at least from thinking about that.
Oh, Yankee fans were thinking about it last night. Some of them.
I mean, I know they are, but I don't know how you can. Like, how can you already go forward and say, well, what are we going to do with Cody Bellinger?
Because I think when you get knocked out, some people go right to what's next.
Or how could you be better?
And how could you, you're right. How could you be better?
Sports Talk on WFAN is presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
We are hanging out here at American Dream. This hour is brought to you by Modelo, an official Cerveza of the New York Giants. We'll get back to your calls next at 888-808-1019. Plus, we'll hear from Alex Rodriguez, who is also very critical of the Yankees roster construction. It's all live from the Town Fair Tire studios, ever mobile, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Stop dealing with your neck pain, backaches, and sciatica, and go see my main man, Dr. Jay Shaw at Samwell Institute for Pain Management, a migraine and nerve pain specialist who gets you back feeling like yourself again with minimally invasive and non-surgical treatments. Join thousands of 5-star reviews who trust Dr. J for pain-relieving solutions. Same day and next day appointments available with offices in Colonia, Livingston, Princeton, and Inglewood, New Jersey. Turn to Samuel Payne for effective pain relief. Visit SamuelPayne.com.
Okay, call now and be caller number 10 at 866-540-9326 for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Jon Stewart, John Mulaney, and Pete Davidson at UBS Arena on October 15th, courtesy of UBS Arena. To purchase tickets, visit ubsarena.com.
It's Boomer and Gio, mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
If the Yankees are going to operate in the same way, then I would say that Volpe's going to stay here, but I don't think they could operate in the same way.
I just need to know what the alternative is, or who the alternative is. You know, we could sit here and say, get rid of this guy, get rid of that guy, but who are you replacing him with?
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Every NFL Thursday is your chance to hit the jackpot on FanDuel. Because with FanDuel's Thursday touchdown jackpot, you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets each week. To get in on this Thursday's action, all you have to do is place an anytime touchdown score bet before the game kicks off. And if your player scores the first or last touchdown of the game, you win your bet plus a share of bonus bets. Visit FanDuel.com/Evan to take your shot at the jackpot. FanDuel.com/Evan for your chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. FanDuel Sportsbook is also the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over, physically present in New York, opt-in required, must apply profit boost tokens on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last touchdown pick. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable. Bonus bets expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
More Evan and Tiki coming up on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
What's up, football fans? Picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown in the game, but his teammate scores instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance offer, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate Pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
24 monthly bill credits on Experience Beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended, balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel. Finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month. Plan plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1/8/2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
We're coming to you live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro. On them, it's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate Pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
24 monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel. Finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1/8/2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium iced or hot coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions, participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Lunch was great. Greenwich Village is a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Think again. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store and we'll give you a better deal. Now, what to do with your unwanted bills? Ever seen an origami version of the Statue of Liberty? Jokes aside, Verizon has the most ways to save on phones and plans where everyone in the family can choose their own plan and save. So bring in your bill to your local Verizon store and we'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on Root Metric True Score report dated 1H2025. Your results may vary. Requires postpaid consumer mobile bill from T-Mobile or AT&T dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms apply. This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The cost of mesothelioma treatments can exceed $400,000, and families often face losing their homes and life savings just to pay the bill. The Rights and Claims Department of Flint Cooper has helped victims secure financial support they need to pay for their care and ensure their family's future. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma and don't have legal representation, call Flint Cooper now at 800-606-8169. Time is running out for you to file a claim, so don't wait. Call 800-606-8169 for a free consultation.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Hey everyone, Boomer here. How long have I been talking about the Chef IQ Sense wireless thermometer? You know how much I love it, but check out what one of our listeners says. It's phenomenal. You want to make a brisket, you look at your phone, and your mouth starts watering when you've got 20 minutes left. Phenomenal. The Chef IQ Sense is the wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat. Whether cooking on a stovetop, oven, or grill, the app alerts you when everything's done. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense now at chefiq.com.
Use promo code FAN5 for 5% off your first order at supplyhouse.com.
Ray Catino Lexus of Freehold is the largest Lexus dealership in central and southern New Jersey.
This city lives and breathes sports. WFAN is where Yankees fans argue with Mets fans, and Giants fans debate Jets fans. Live, loud, and daily. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
From American Dream, it's Evan and Tiki broadcasting live, leading you right up until New York Giants football, which we will get into as the show rolls on, as the Giants are going to try to win the Philadelphia Eagles. I do warn you, Tiki, we already had one fight today in the 2 o'clock hour about roster construction. I'm going to warn you, because I know you're very intimidated when we fight. We may fight again. About roster construction, because I want to play you a clip of Alex Rodriguez last night. I vehemently disagree with A-Rod. Tiki is probably going to agree with him, and things may get ugly around here. But you know what? It's just sports, and Tiki's a lot stronger than me. So I may run away if I piss him off too much. Ladies and gentlemen, here's A-Rod after the game last night talking about Aaron Boone and talking about the Yankees' struggles. And take a listen to A-Rod talking about Aaron.
Aaron's been very classy. We've all been very consistent with that. Honestly, from the entire organization, he's the one guy with Circle that has least to blame. I mean, he's got a lot of talent, but for me personally, one of the worst construction of a roster I've ever seen. You have 3 left-handed catchers, you have 5 DHs, you have a first baseman in and out. It's just a very, very difficult hand for Boone, and honestly, they were exposed against a much better Jays team.
I love A-Rod. I have great respect for him. I can't vehemently...
So he's exonerating Aaron Boone?
Well, first he exonerates Aaron Boone. He calls this roster, the roster that won 94 games, the worst construction of a roster I've ever seen. Have you seen the Rockies? Have you seen the White Sox?
Yeah, that's a little hyperbole.
Have you even seen some of the Yankee teams you were on at the end of the Joe Girardi era? That's hyperbole. That's insane. That's number one. Number two, they have 5 DHs. Who are the 5 DHs on the New York Yankees?
I would guess he's saying Stanton.
Okay.
Soon to be Judge.
Well, Judge was a part-time DH because of injury, but if you want to include him because of an unforeseen circumstance, okay. Who else? Ben Rice?
Ben Rice? DH? I'm trying to think who literally DH.
Jason Dominguez?
I don't think Jason Dominguez
well, I
is
think,
DH.
No, did he DH? That's the question.
But he's referring to guys who are not good defensively and are just there to play offense.
Okay, so how many DHs do the Yankees have?
Ben Rice, Giancarlo Stanton, and I don't agree, but I'm guessing Jason Dominguez.
All right, so 5 DHs isn't true. Let's just be firm about this. That's not true. Then he talked about 3 left-handed catchers. Who cares? They're catchers. Like, most catchers are just right-handed. Like, it doesn't matter that J.C. Escara is a left-hander. And Ben Rice was a backup catcher who also played first base. And then he complained about first base. You know what that's called? That's a platoon. Platoons are okay. You know who has a lot of platoons? The Blue Jays have platoons.
Right.
I thought that critique of the Yankee roster was so wrong.
It was a reach.
It was on every account. Like, literally everything he said, with all due respect, I thought was just wrong.
Why would you think I would argue with you about that?
I don't know. Because you were so vehement earlier about roster construction.
No, it's not about. It's not about the players themselves. It's just about how the team was put together. There was nobody you felt like you could trust. And why do I have two massive pieces of cake in front of me?
This is what I was going to get to. What is better than the Yankee roster construction is the construction of the shakes from the Candyland Shake Bar at the Game Room Hasbro here. King Candy, baby.
Nice.
King Candy. What do you got? You got the Sloppy Gloppy? Dude, this is ice cream, chocolate overload cake, brownie chunks, mini marshmallows.
Didn't you want the Sloppy Gloppy?
I got the Sloppy Gloppy.
That's this one.
That's that one.
I
know I wanted
Not too close to the scorebook, okay? Be careful.
King Candy here.
Where's your scorebook? I'm going to dump it on it just in case.
It's in a bag, actually.
We got a Princess Lolly over there. It's got the big lollipop in it. Let me tell you something, man. You come to a Giant game, you come to a Jet game.
Yeah. By the way,
this is the way to go.
So I did not agree with A-Rod because of the specifics that he went into.
They were all wrong.
If his argument would have been more nuanced,
right,
I would have maybe accepted it. But it didn't make sense to me. And I certainly is not the worst construction you've ever seen because there's some teams in this league that can't win 80 games.
Yeah, the Yankee issues are complicated. They're not simple.
Yes.
I totally understand people who say, I'd like more guys who hit for higher averages. Okay. I understand, let's strike out a little bit less. Now, it doesn't mean you can't win when you strike out a lot because the Dodgers seem to do fine.
And I didn't think it was that big of a problem for the Yankees.
I agree with you. Well, they weren't the worst. They weren't the best. They weren't the Blue Jays, but they also weren't the worst.
Right.
I think sometimes things are really simple. Very, very simple. They need some better players. Like, third base was an albatross all season long. And while Ryan McMahon had a good moment last night, he hit a home run off a lefty, and he plays great defense, in my opinion, Ryan McMahon is a platoon player.
Right.
Is he making too much money to be a platoon player? That's on Cashman. In my opinion, he's a platoon player. The shortstop no longer should be guaranteed the everyday shortstop job in Anthony Volpe. First base should be Ben Rice's. He should learn the position. He should hopefully learn to play it better. I think those are areas where they just need to be better. And yes, there are guys in the offseason we'll go through that they can add, but I don't think it's this overcomplicated roster construction, too many DHs. I think they just simply need a few better players on their roster.
Yeah, I think when you lose the way that you lose, the Yankees did, it becomes necessary for the analysts to create a reason. Like, there has to be a reason. And so you dumb it down to the lowest common denominator, and it sounds good. And people who don't care accept it. But in New York, you care. And so when you listen to it, it doesn't make much sense because that's not what you experienced as the season went on. It wasn't the fact they had too many DHs. It's just they didn't hit when it mattered.
The DH issue was because Judge got hurt. And that was unforeseen. Like, we didn't see Aaron Judge being a guy who would maybe need Tommy John surgery.
But they also mitigated it.
They did, and I thought they did a good job mitigating it, especially when Giancarlo played the outfield.
And that's what helped, but that's kind of the problem. If a big bat of yours goes down, you generally don't have the flexibility on this roster. Now, Stanton did play right, but would you have trusted that for 3 months if Judge had the DH the rest of the year?
No.
And that's the problem. When one of your two most valuable players in your lineup is basically a DH only, that's a problem with roster construction. If you're too reliant on Giancarlo Stanton, I'm not saying he's a bad player, not a bad leader, that is what kills your flexibility, and I think that's what everybody's trying to get at. They are too reliant on Giancarlo being important to this team, and he does nothing else basically but DH.
But he did play right field this year.
He did, but would you have trusted that for 3 months without him getting hurt? We all held our breath.
In the postseason because a lot of those plays that Judge made in right field, he's not making.
Giancarlo Stanton is a very, very important player that can, over the last 2 years of his deal, be minimized by adding more better players.
I agree.
View him differently. I remember saying this to Tiki 2 years ago, and I was kind of wrong about it, but I said, hey, just start viewing him as a platoon player. Remember when I said that?
I do.
Just play him against lefties. Stop worrying about how much money he makes. Play Stanton based on how you need him. And improve your roster around him. But don't act like Giancarlo Stanton is the problem. He's not.
Okay, and I agree on him.
He's part of the solution, honestly.
But here's the problem now. They just traded for Ryan McMahon, $16 million. He's a nothing offensively at third base. They keep protecting him. We'll see Anthony Volpe. He's a nothing offensively at shortstop.
Right.
You brought up they're living with a platoon at first base. Well, if you get nothing at a third base, nothing at shortstop, it hurts to have a platoon at first base as well because then that's not just a consistent reliability. Like, this is a team that won 94 games with this high a payroll. They shouldn't have this many questions in the lineup.
Let's go to your calls. 888-808-1019 is the toll-free number. Kevin is calling from Maryland. What's up, Kevin?
Hey, Kev.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Big fan of the show.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it. What's up?
I just want to say, I want to give a lot of credit to Judge. He got the monkey off his back. He dominated the postseason. He's the best around, and they're going to be talking about that guy for 100 years from now. But when it comes to Cashman and Boone, I think it's just inexcusable how you lose a home playoff game, home elimination game to a bullpen when they're throwing a bullpen game. And the Yankee standards, that's not acceptable. And I think it is time for a change. I've never been that guy, but I think it is time for a change.
Yeah, and I think a lot of Yankee fans agree. I just think we are now becoming used to the fact that there won't be.
Yeah. The reality of that is not, it doesn't feel like it's on the horizon.
I think that with Boone, there's always a possibility. And the reason I say that is because I laid this out to you a few days ago.
Yeah, we did this with Torrey.
Cashman has moved on from managers in a predetermined way.
Right. So
it
was 12 years with Torrey.
Yes.
Then 10 with Girardi.
And remember, he didn't hire Joe Torre.
I know, but still.
Right.
But he was there for 12 years, 10, and now maybe 8.
Right.
This is 8.
Well, I don't know when Aaron Boone or when Brian Cashman is going to say, you know what, thank you, Aaron.
Right.
You've done a good job. I loved working with you. It's time for a change. Because I do think there are shelf lives on managers. Right. And so I think sooner rather than later, there's going to be a day, I don't think it's going to be this year, I don't want to excite Yankee fans too much, where we are going to get the news that they're moving on from Aaron Boone.
But are you done with Aaron Boone is the question. Because when you look at this postseason, was it Aaron Boone's fault?
I think he made moves that we all argued about.
Of course. Yeah, I think in game 1 of the wild card, it felt like it was on Aaron Boone. But then they responded. So that also has to be credited to Aaron Boone.
Here's where I'm at with Aaron Boone. And this is something that will never happen, but I want to give you an honest answer about this. The Yankees have made a habit of having managers manage for a very long time. They've never brought someone in and said, hey, just do this for a couple of years. Let's try to win a championship. If I was moving on from Aaron Boone, that's exactly what I would do. That's exactly what I would do.
But doesn't that seem easier said than done?
Well, I don't think it's that complicated. In my opinion, a Hall of Fame manager and one of the greatest of all time, that's right, one of the greatest of all time, is out there. And he's available, and his name is Bruce Bochy. And if you told me, hey, you know what? And this would shock everyone because it'll never happen. Brian Cashman says, you know what? Thank you, Aaron. You gave us 8 great years. All right, Bruce. How about you end your managerial career with the championship or bust New York Yankees? I don't know how anybody could say no to that.
But isn't that every year for the Yankees? Aren't they championship or bust every year?
They are, but what I'm saying is Bruce Bochy has one of the greatest resumes in the history of the sport. And so when we always talk about moving on from the manager, the next question is for whom?
Right.
I'm giving you a for whom. Like, that would be something that if someone called up Sports Talk Radio today and said, hey, I want to move on from Boone for Bruce Bochy, I don't know how anyone could argue that.
You'd be excited for that, Sean?
I would be over the moon excited for that.
Right.
Because here's the problem with firing Aaron Boone. If you're not hiring a Bruce Bochy, you're kind of assuming you're getting more of the same because it dates back to how much organizational stuff are we going downhill with Cashman and answering
Right, so what you really want is someone who is going to have their own opinion on how things should be done.
And Bruce Bochy will have that.
Well, you know what Bruce does?
You're not hiring for any other reason than that.
Exactly.
But let's keep this in mind about Bochy. He didn't go to Texas and say, shut up, I'm going to do what I want.
No.
He said, I'm going to listen to a lot of your information, but I'm going to make my decisions, which I think is what goes on anyway. And so I think the perception to you and everyone else would be, oh, my God, the Yankees are old school. But the truth is, Bruce Bochy would make decisions with a lot of the same information Aaron did. The difference is, and this is the thing I can't measure, and I don't know why Bruce is so good at this. He's one of the great managers of all time. He managed the Padres to a World Series. He managed the Giants to not 1, not 2, but 3 championships. He managed the Rangers to a World Series. He's really good, whether it's managing egos and personalities or pressing the right buttons. Like, I don't think they would do it, but if you ask me, like, all right, would you fire Boone? If you're hiring a Hall of Famer and saying, give me 3-4 good years, why not? And I don't want to hear about age anymore. I mean, we have elected 2 old-ass presidents the last 2 times, and Bochy is a spring chicken compared to both of those guys.
Right.
So if you can run the country, I think you can sit on your butt with a jersey on and say, I'm going to pinch hit for shortstop in 8th inning. Let's not act like you're doing something bigger than that.
I mean, the Yankees lost the World Series to Jack McKeon, who was, 95 at the time?
He was close. Trader Jack. Let's go to Craig in Rumson, New Jersey. Hey, Craig.
How you guys doing today?
Good.
What's up? First and foremost, I want to start off by saying that I cannot stand Jazzism. Can't stand it.
Because he had a bad game?
I don't like the way he plays the game. But I want to read to you guys something that was written last year. What the Dodgers told their players in scouting meetings was the Yankees were talent over fundamentals. That if you run the bases with purpose and aggression, the Yankees will self-inflict harm.
Yeah, they said it publicly.
The value is very high to put the ball in play to make the Yankees execute. They mentioned that the Yankees were not just the major's worst base-running team, but by every metric, but also the worst fielding team. And I think that's the problem. The team is not constructed poorly. They just don't play the game correctly.
But Craig, what I find confusing about this
but that wasn't really an issue this postseason.
Well, Jazz Chisholm made a big,
notwithstanding.
He made a big error, but he's a good defender.
Of course.
So what are we saying?
I know it.
Like when good defenders, Aaron Judge dropping the fly ball. Aaron Judge is a Gold Glove caliber player, so I always find this weird when we're talking about good defenders who make big errors and saying this is a Yankee issue. Well, what is specifically the issue?
Right.
What caused Jazz Chisholm to not make that double play?
He was looking for the double play as opposed to fielding the ball and then looking for the double play.
Was it anything the Yankees do? Was it anything Jazz did other than
it was a procedural thing in his mind. Instead of receiving the ball, flipping it to Volpe, and then getting the double play, he was looking at Volpe, didn't receive the ball, and he booted it.
That's what's so strange. Like, when you look
But we didn't see a bunch of that.
I know. Well, look, did errors contribute to their loss yesterday? Absolutely.
Of course, but I'm saying in the regular season, we saw it all the time.
Right.
In the postseason, we didn't really see it. It wasn't a talking point.
And even when...
It was actually the other teams. The Red Sox had that issue.
And the Yankees took advantage of it.
And the Blue Jays had this issue in Game 3.
Yeah. But like, even in Game 5 last year that we all talk about, the guys that made the miscues are good defenders.
Well, that's it. The good players on the Yankees, of which, let's say there's 5 of them, are not entitled to have bad moments because they become ultra costly.
Well, they just can't.
They can't because the bottom half of that roster, or the starting lineup, gives you nothing offensively scoring runs.
They don't overcome it.
And again, it magnifies a guy can't have a bad moment.
So it goes back to the same answer. They didn't score enough runs. And I think that is the headline. They faced the Blue Jay bullpen, and they scored 1 run when it mattered.
Right.
I agree.
A Ryan McMahon home run. That's the issue.
Hey, Austin Wells has to take a freaking pitch with the bases loaded.
Yeah.
That's a big problem.
I know we argued about that earlier in the year on swinging at the first pitch. This one I can't defend.
No.
Because there was something in that sequence with Hoffman where I was like, take the first pitch. I felt it. And when he swung at the first pitch and popped it up, that was the play that sent Sean home.
That was it. Austin Wells sent me home for the season.
Unbelievable.
I'll see you on opening day.
Yeah, well, until he leaves in the 7th inning. Mario in Long Beach. Hey, Mario.
Hey, Mario.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Great show as always.
Appreciate it.
So listen, now, I think we're missing out on 2 things. One of the reasons why the Yankees lost that we're not really focusing on. Their top 2 starters, one guy that won 19 games and one guy that won 18 games, got crushed in the first 2 games. That's not supposed to happen.
No,
we're not talking about that too much.
Mario, that's key. When your best players don't perform, you're not winning. Right?
Yeah, because we would throw all that out about it.
If you're in the Super Bowl and you're Pat Mahomes and you don't perform, you're not winning. The Eagles are going to beat you.
Exactly, and if they won one of those and then they won the series, we wouldn't be talking about all this not hitting. You know,
you're right.
They needed to perform. Second thing is, I don't know if you remember this. There was a ball hit up the middle, which Schlittler let go by and went through for a single. He could have easily fielded it. He didn't know where his fielder was.
You know what, Mario? I saw that play, and I thought the same thing off the bat. I was like, why did he pull his glove? Why didn't he just take a stab at it? And even if he deflects it, at least it's in the infield and it's going towards Goldschmidt or Jazz at second base. But when I rewatched it, it was a good 2 feet past him.
Yeah, he wasn't going to make that play. I went back and watched it, too, because on that play from our seats, I remember like a guy screaming, turn 2, turn 2. And I went back and looked at it, and I was like, I don't think that was really possible for them to do that. Here's the weird thing about the Yankees. And I know it's really weird to be positive on October 9th after they got knocked out. But next year, Sean can't even deny this, by the way, their rotation is loaded.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah. I mean, a returning Garrett Cole, Max Fried is your 2. I would even tell you Schlittler's already the 3.
Definitely.
Carlos Rodon, who you don't trust, he's your 4th starter.
Right.
Which leads me to...
They're all under control for a while.
They are, which leads me to an idea that everyone can marinate by themselves and think of the right player. I think you shop Luis Gil for a young, controllable position player.
Can you make him into a bullpen arm and shrink him to 2 pitches?
You could do that, but I think the bigger vision is to take the value and the need that other teams have for starting pitching and trade him for a controllable position player. Go to Miami and get Xavier Edwards. I know that may not be that exciting, but just an idea off the top of my head. Like, I think they can do that because they have the pitching depth. We do have more coming up here from American Dream. We'll get back to your calls at 888-808-1019. And a very complicated legacy question. What happens to Aaron Judge's home run from Game 3? What do we think of it now? This is your season to save with Windorama. Right now during the Home Team Savings event, save up to 40% off your installation project. It's simple. Schedule your free consultation, shop from home, and let Windorama's local certified experts handle measurement and installation in as little as 14 days. Visit SaveWithRama.com today and book your free consultation with the local Home Team at Windorama.
Imagine a world where all of your smart devices work together seamlessly in one simple ecosystem. Introducing the Sloman Shield Link. With Sloman Shield Link, transform your home into a truly intelligent smart home experience. Control your lights, heating and cooling, door locks, cameras, TVs, just about anything in your home. Life is busy and daily stresses add up, but with Sloman Shield Link, your home tech works in harmony, making life more convenient, safe, and enjoyable. Imagine pulling into your driveway and with one tap, your home welcomes you. The lights come on, the doors unlock, only to hear your favorite music. A true smart home isn't just about the gadgets, it's about comfort and security. With Sloman Shield, enjoy a full integration of home security and automation, all at your fingertips. Make your life easier and your home a safer haven. Learn more at SlomanShieldLink.com or call 1-800-ALARM-ME. Embrace the future of home living with Sloman Shield Link.
This is Andrew Bogish with an Odyssey Sports Minute. With another Yankee season ending without another World Series title, it would make sense to make major changes in the dugout and or the front office. But it's impossible to know just how disappointed ownership actually is. This organization is now oddly complacent, proud of just making the postseason. So I'm guessing we'll see Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman at spring training. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Sports fans, listen up. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer, and bladder leaks can be a side effect. That's why Depend is teaming up with the Prostate Cancer Foundation to encourage screening, because health is a long game and it's yours to win. Now, here's the cool part. Through November, Depend is contributing up to $300,000 to prostate cancer research by donating 25 cents for every purchase of Depend Shields, Guards, and Real Fit products. Void in Mississippi? Learn more at Depend.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're thinking about popping the question, don't overthink it. Go where generations of New Yorkers have gone. H.L. Gross Jewelers in Garden City. These guys have been in the diamond game for over 100 years. 5 generations of helping people find the perfect engagement ring. No pressure, no games, just the best prices, real education, and one-on-one honest service you want when you're making a big decision. Don't make the ring buying experience stressful and trust H.L. Gross in Garden City. Visit online at hlgross.com.
Just printed from the Erie Canal Press, the most coveted ticket, New York Lottery's $1 million raffle, hath arrived. 15 fortunate souls shall come into the fortune of a millionaire.
Translation, the $1 million raffle is here, and 15 winners are going to become millionaires. The New York Lottery commemorates 200 years of the Erie Canal with your best odds of winning $1 million. Limited tickets available. Ask your local retailer today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
We could tell you what it's like to drive the Nissan Rogue and tell you all about its performance capabilities, like its VC turbo engine, its impressive fuel economy. Still going. It's I can go virtually anywhere type of freedom. Nice. But you don't have to take our word for it. Go drive it for yourself. You're up. Experience the power of the Nissan Rogue.
Drive the Nissan Rogue.
Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. For well-qualified buyers, example 0 down payment. 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to Nissan Motor Acceptance Company credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 11/3/25.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Week 6 of pro football kicks off on Thursday night as Philadelphia visits the New York team in blue. Philly, a 7.5-point road favorite, total in the game 40.5. And as long as the number's at 7.5, I think New York is worth a look. Philly dealing with injuries on its offensive line, and the offense can't get out of its own way. And one thing New York's defense has going for it is a good defensive front that could impact Philadelphia's offense. So coming up on Thursday night, as long as the number's 7.5, I would consider placing a bet on the New York team in blue. That's it for this Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by BetMGM. Download the BetMGM app today, and please gamble responsibly.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
More Evan and Tiki coming up on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Looking for Michelin tires at the guaranteed lowest price? Get to Town Fair Tire for Michelin's Cross Climate tires, offering a design that delivers an exceptional level of long-lasting performance throughout the tire's lifespan. Plus, Town Fair gives you more free services than anywhere else. For the guaranteed lowest price and your best deal on Michelin Cross Climate tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hey, it's John Gallucci Jr., President and CEO at JAG Physical Therapy, and I'm so excited to share with you that October is National Physical Therapy Month. Physical therapists throughout the country are helping people move each and every day. Physical therapists are here to help you stay balanced, strong, keep movement going, and keeping you healthy and doing the activities of life you enjoy. Do you have back pain? Do you have knee pain? These simple injuries can all be prevented if you visit your physical therapist before the injury. JAG Physical Therapy has state-of-the-art facilities where our physical therapists have top equipment to help you recover from your injury or illness as quick as possible and ready to go back into the game of life.
JAG is the only outpatient physical therapy and occupational therapy provider that serves the 5 boroughs, Long Island, Rockland, Westchester, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Schedule your visit today at jagpt.com. That's JAGPT.com.
Get back the life you love at JAG Physical Therapy.
Think about it. You take thousands of steps every day. Shouldn't every single one of them feel amazing? Well, with Arch Fit hands-free Skechers slip-ins, they can. Skechers teamed up with podiatrists to design a shoe that provides amazing arch support for all-day comfort. And best of all, you get all this comfort, stability, and support with the ease of Skechers slip-ins technology. Just slip them on. There's no bending down and no struggling to tie your shoes. Just step in and go. Try Arch Fit hands-free Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever comfortable footwear is sold.
Clear skies tonight, lows near 46 degrees.
More Evan and Tiki coming up on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples. That was easy.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
You know so much about who you are. But do you know what makes your body your body? With over 100 lab tests and insights, Function can help you know the truth. Because you know you're made of grit, wit, and a good heart. But just how healthy is that heart?